welcome back to Motor Addicts. It is freezing in this workshop today, but it is big mod day for the Golf. Yeah, we've had a few teething issues with it. We thought we blew the engine. We've added some little bits. I've tried putting bonnet pins in the car. Looks okay on the top. Don't look underneath. Don't even try and touch it because you will damage yourself. But today, as I said, is big mod day. It is something I'm going to try and do by myself because instead of paying £2,000 to £3,000 for said modification, it's costing me £172. It comes in 14 metres form, and you've probably guessed it already with me doing that. The big mod is I'm going to wrap the car myself, which I'm not very good at doing stuff myself, but I am trying my hardest with the cars recently. Putting brakes on cars, suspension, everything else. Why not go all out and try and wrap the car? So I am going to try and wrap the car. Let's see how bad I ruin this. So you're probably thinking, what colour am I going for? Basically, I was going to go a really, really leery colour, like bright yellow, bright pink, just to look like an absolute tool. But everyone was saying, you need to keep it the Motor Addicts colours because obviously it's going to be a Motor Addicts car. We're going to go racing, we're going to have this. So we want it to be similar to it. So obviously we use red, white and black. So one of them is going to be the base colour. Now I was told if I do the base colour of the whole car, then my friend who wraps cars will come in and do the livery. Now I have an idea of a livery and I think it's going to look absolutely awesome. But the base colour I've got to lay down, hit the mic, probably made a load of noise, is I'm going to go satin black. So I am going to put satin black all over the car. So he did say just try and keep it as good as you can. It is a race car. There is dents on the wing. There's other bits and bobs all over it. There's a bit of paint chip here, paint chip there. But I will get it. I say I will get it. I'm not sure how good a standard it will be, but he's going to come back and say you're a crap or not. So that would probably be another part of the video. But I think I've seen a few other people do it now as well. I think Jesse's done it. A few other people wrapping their own cars. But to be fair, it's £172 for 14 metres of this wrap. But if I was to buy £172 worth of material to give to a wrapper, they'll probably charge me £2,000 on top of that. I haven't got it, it's a budget race car. I just want to go racing. So I'm going to attempt this myself, even though it's going to probably take me a bloody week. But yeah, let's just crack on with it and try and make it the best we can. Okay, so the tools that I've been given is obviously a tape measure, to measure whatever I've got to do. That's mine, so I don't care. I've also been given this isopropyl alcohol, whatever it is. That is obviously to clean the panel, to make sure that it's done. But what I've been told to use beforehand is your tar and glue remover. So tar and glue remover the panel, wipe down the panel, clean cloth. This one, clean the panel, go hell for bloody leather. So I don't know, anyway, that's what I've been told. So I've been given them. Obviously loads of cloths. I've also been given 2 of these squeegees. So supposedly one squeegee is really tough, which is the red one, and the blue one, no, one way or the other, they'll do the job. Yes, that's the way. Supposedly these are better than what these are. So try and use this one, as he said. So I've got them. I also have a trimming knife. Got a little whatever thingy that is. He said you'll work that out as you go around what it does. I've got the tools. I have no idea, but I'm going to have to cut my first piece of wrap and line it out, I guess. I've been given 4 magnets that look like nipples. Wait there a second. Also been given 4 of these, but they don't look like nipples, but they are, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. I think they look like nipples. Let's try and crack on with the first panel, cut it down. Obviously, I'm not going to show you every single panel. I'll speed it up so you can see the panel, how they're getting done and everything else. But yeah, I've just got to get going, cut it. He said I've got about a week before he comes in, because he said the tough part is bonnet roof. So he said I may have to give you a hand with that. I'm going to try and do it without him to show that I'm not totally useless, but I know I am. Right, well, I'm not gonna lie, I cut the cameras last night because of the fact is that I got extremely stressed and I spent 4.5 hours just getting that one panel done on the front. I wasn't best pleased with it, and I'm still not best pleased with it, but I haven't got enough, because I'm doing it at a budget, I haven't got enough to be able to cut another piece off and go again. I didn't film it, I was so stressed. This is basically day 2 of trying to wrap the Golf. I'm going to give it another go after practicing with that. It's given me a bit more confidence now to go on to the next bit, which the next bit is going to be the top part of the door. But I'll show you what sort of state it came out in. So if you actually look from there, it's not too bad. But where I've overheated it, you can probably see, because it's matte, it's gone up glossy, and that part there is probably better without the light. I think there's a bit in that corner there as well. So the dents we're not filling in, covering up, they are literally going to stay as is, but I managed to trim it all right, and I've got it around the corners okay. But yeah, definitely wasn't best pleased, especially as you can probably see it there, look. So it's going to be take 2 on this panel, do the top part of the door. We do have to take the actual door handle off, which luckily is just a screw that is deep in that hole there. The good thing is you can keep turning it and the bolt won't drop off inside, but the handle will just come off. But I'll put a picture here of why I was stressed with that panel. Basically to a point I got to, then I called a wrapping friend who gave me a bit of advice how to get around the sticky situation I was in, and it happened to have worked a little bit. Got to be a bit more confident with it. Because it's matte, it is a little bit more difficult, because obviously the more you heat it, the more you shine it, the more you're pulling it. We'll give it another go. Hopefully this panel won't give me as much jip. So that's the top half of that done. It's not brilliant, but it's better. I'll show you where it was imperfected anyway. Imperfections. 1 is down there around this bit, but the line across there was actually done quite good. Messed up a bit on the door, as you can see there. There's a little bit of grey. That's it, really. Oh, and my little crease in there. But other than that, that top half done. Now I've got to work out how to do the bottom bit, but I'm sure that can't be too tough. So I was going to remove the stickers on the back, but I decided against that because it was taking too long. But I did do the bottom of the door, which I'm a lot more happier with. Check this out. There you go. Near enough the whole door's done. Haven't mucked it up. I had to do a join there, so because I've done half and half of the door. But other than that, it's come out all right. Look at it. That has come out a lot better than I thought, apart from obviously the little creases in there and the top of that door, which I'm not happy with. But other than that, for wrapping my first ever car, it's looking pretty good. What I have done is I've cut out the rear quarters. I will take off the stickers tomorrow. It took me half hour to do that one. Don't know whether to show you the whole of me wrapping it. I don't know. I could show you, but you'd probably be bored if I keep going on, but the progress is looking good. I can't wait for it to be done, but obviously there's probably another couple of days for me. May even ask for a bit of help on the roof, but I may go all out on the bonnet, I don't know. But I guess it's time for me to go home to sleep and come back in tomorrow, get the rear quarters done, and hopefully the rest of it will go well. Welcome back, day 3. So, I have been down here a little bit early this morning. I have already cleaned the panel, taken the stickers off and taken the rear light out. So as you can see, panel nice and clean, non-road rage apart from the window. That's still got some on, but I'm not worried about that at the minute. And took the rear light out, giving it a good old clean around the side. And all it was to get the light out, 2 10mm bolts. And then that slotted out. I'm not going to take the bumper down and all that because, well, I'll show you the reason why. But as you can probably tell there, the bumper is basically hanging off anyway from the last time I done something. We're not doing that. But yeah, so the plan is today, get that one done and get the other side done. And then boot lid. Don't know if I'm going to take the bumper off. I may do. I don't know. But yeah, let's get cracking with that now. The one thing is getting that wrap on is extremely tough, or taking the back off. So it's on, it's in place. I just need to now obviously heat it and see how we go. But yeah, having the taking the backing off while you've magneted up, none of this is easy. If you're going to do it, don't do it. That's all I'm going to say. So what I did realise while I was doing the quarter panel is that it takes forever. But the successes, what were the successes of doing this corner and what were the difficult parts? I'll switch around so you can have a look. The success is it is on and it actually looks pretty good. Obviously there is a line here and a line at the top, but obviously we're gonna probably bring that back a little bit further, leave that one there and then edge it on. Difficulties, there wasn't really massive difficulties. The only thing that was a bit tough was underneath the car because it's all bobbly. That was a bit tough to get stuck down, but enough heat done that. Other things is obviously you'll see bits in here, they're not bubbles. It's obviously because I didn't clay bar the car, it basically leaves the bubbles that are coming up. But the really tough part of rear quarter, I would say, was this part. Actually getting it tucked in to here, so obviously tucking it through because at the back it's quite a big depth in, so actually wrapping it around them corners are quite tough, and as you'll notice as you come up here it didn't quite make it back, so you can see a bit of grey in there, but other than that I was quite pleased with it. That panel I will say is a success. That panel, well, the bottom half was a success, top half nah, and that was just a waste of my time. So now what that brings me to, obviously we've got the boot that I've got to do. Now this, I'm not going to lie, I did try wrapping it yesterday while Nick and Owen were here. I started doing it and I think I just done it totally wrong. So I ended up trying to re-pull it off. It then snapped the vinyl around the badge and then I thought that's that piece ruined. So I ripped that off. I'm basically starting again. So as you can see, it is a bit awkward. So that is the full width of the vinyl roll, which is there. But it is very, very, very tight to these corners. So it could easily muck up, which I did notice yesterday. But also I started here just doing that side, which made a big struggle to go across here. And then I heated in the badge, which gave me no movement in the wrap. Basically, I'm gonna start from the bottom here and work up and then out. I'm gonna try a different attack with this one tonight, but that really, it's the first panel I've had to get, rip off, and start again. As I said, maybe in another part of the video is, do I advise anyone to do it? No. But, well, to try and do it as nice as you can. I think I'm doing it in a bit of a rush because the car's got to go away for a roll cage. I wanted the wrap on and then look at getting the livery on it, which is going to look epic when it's on. Hopefully it will go a bit easier and then I'm not going to show you the other panel, but maybe I'll get it after this panel, show you around that and then show you it when it's done. Right, so I've got to admit, that was the hardest panel I've done, and I was expecting I was going to overstretch it, and I had to overstretch it, hence why it's gone a bit glossy in places, but hopefully the livery will cover it up, or at least make it look a little bit better. But the final result is this. So as you can see, it looks all right from there, getting around the badge, but you can see the glossy parts that are in it. I had to really stretch it here, and I really had to stretch it here. Bear in mind, this is my first time wrapping, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect. It is going to be a race car, so there's not much really I'm worried about, but I wouldn't mind covering up some of it. At the end of the day, I'm thinking, so far, it is looking a lot better. Yeah, I'm going to put in the lights and see what it looks like with that. So there you have it. That's what the boot looks like. I think that looks pretty cool. Obviously, I thought I would leave the main lights out because I've got to do the bumper obviously afterwards. That looks pretty cool. Once that's all black on the back, it's gonna look sweet as a nut. Right, so you joined me after 2 long weeks of putting in maybe 3-4 hours a day. Some of the panels on the car took 4 to 5 hours. So all I'm gonna say is, don't do it, give it to a professional. I think I've done it to the best of what I could do. It's the first car I've ever wrapped. I've never wrapped a car before or anything like that. So for me, I think I've achieved something. It does give you a bit of self-achievement, or you're proud, or you've done something. As you all know, I'm not mechanically minded. I love my cars, but also I can't afford to keep throwing money out to do this, do that, do this, do that. So obviously I thought I'd do it the cheapest way. It's better than paying two and a half grand for a wrap, where I've paid £172 for 14 meters of matte black wrap. Now the car is finished. There is a panel missing because I had to redo the front bumper twice and I had to redo the boot twice. So I did lose a bit of wrap for the rear bumper, but I think it looks pretty damn good and a great basis before the livery goes on. You know what? Just take a look. So there you go. I think it looks pretty cool, but I am going to explain some places. It may look better than it is. Even though everyone keeps saying, stop being hard on yourself, stop being hard on yourself. But the car itself has got a fair few imperfections. One, because it's been so cold, it's freezing in here. And obviously putting it onto cold panels and heating it up, it heats up. You don't realise how quick it heats up, and it goes from matte to a glossy look. But I'll show you the parts that I found the hardest, the bits that have come out the worst and probably will need redoing. Bear in mind, because race car. So it is still a race car at the end of the day, and there is going to be a livery that goes over it. So I'm not expecting it to be a show car or anything else like that, but I'll show you the points that I think could have done better or could have spent a bit more time and show you with that. But so the hardest parts for me while wrapping the car was definitely this front bumper. The front bumper was the toughest because there's so many angles up and down, as you can see. I think it came out all right on the second chance, but you can still see there's a few imperfections there. Most of it is just dust where it's been sitting, but there are a few imperfections there. This side actually came out okay. You'll notice the bonnet was done, but it looks like there's a wet bit there. That's because I overheated it a little bit and it goes glossy. Not only that, it did get a bit scratched as I was trying to get down. I'm not sure if you can see some of it in there. The second hardest bit would have been the boot. Again, you'll see where I've had to heat it, crease it. There's a few glossy parts there where I've overstretched, overheated. Bumper wasn't too bad. As you can see, I'm missing that bottom piece. Done, I'll buy some more for that. It's only going to cost maybe another 2 meters. Will get me that done, and that will probably cost me about 22 quid. So I'll probably be in around 190, 200 quid. So that was hard. The top of the bumper, because there's so bigger curves, it did mean that I had to somehow cut it a little bit bodgily on either side, but I can add a piece in there to run across the back. This is bloody awful. Look at that. The spoiler itself, you won't be able to see, but yeah, you may be able to see it there. It was so hard to get wrapped around that corner. It looks awful. Now, the easiest panels are the biggest panels. So this panel, the rear quarters were easy, really, really easy. The doors were easy. Bumpers, boot, wing, spoiler, very tough. Roof, I was told was going to be really difficult, but the roof actually came out perfect and done in an hour. So the roof was done in an hour. The bonnet was simple enough. It is anything with curves. So just cutting out a piece. This has got a few little bits like down here. You'll be able to see where I cut it, so I can get that movement in it, but there's still a few imperfections in there. I think I've done okay, and it has totally changed the car. But other than that, it's ready. I was just gonna get the base of it on the car. So the base is on the car now. And my friend's gonna come in and do delivery. I had to rush it a little bit in the last week because of the fact is that it's going for its roll cage with Must World Motorsport, sort of Castle Combe way. So I've had to get the car ready to drive there, drop it off and get the roll cage put in. And then that'll be there for 2 to 3 weeks. And then I'll have to go back, collect it with the roll cage, and we'll be meeting them guys up there because the cars that they work on are unbelievable. Once the cage is in, hopefully, we've got Petrol Hedonism in Wembley that we're hosting again on the pink upper. And we're hoping to reveal this car there and the Audi A3 with all the work done on that as well. So there's so much cool stuff coming, so many cars to complete, so many cars to show you. Can't wait to get this on track. Also, Gassed on Track, that will be on there as well. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's at Silverstone. It's a massive, massive event for Jamie, and we're gonna go there, attend, and also I'm gonna get the chance to take my Golf out for its initial outing for the first time in probably just over a year. Other than that, I'm absolutely stoked with what I've done. You can do it yourselves, but I would advise not to do it unless you've got a lot of time. Thank you very much for watching and dealing with me again and boring wrapping a car, but it can be done, very cheap. So please like, share, subscribe, follow the build. Can't wait to get it done. Can't wait to get it out and maybe take on a few of you at Gassed on Track. We never know. See you there.